everybody, Matt Brown. We're looking at Nirvana's Serve the Servants, and this one really showcases what he does well, I think, as a soloist, which is creating some nice melody and creating some ugly texture with some gross bends and kind of a gross tone. So let's talk about what's going on with the rhythm guitar. Now, if you caught my other lesson, what's going on with the solo is just the riff to the verse. So this song is tuned down a half step, so every single string down a half step, and chords there just like this B7. Then we're doing a chunk of an E7. Then we've got, which would be the 5 chord in the key of B. So basically, if you look at the chords, we've got like a 1 dominant chord, a 4 dominant chord, and a 5 dominant chord. So essentially, we have the same chords that you'd see in a blues. So with the scales, you're going to see a lot of B minor pentatonic. So, you know, like you would with the blues, a lot of the B minor pentatonic scale. Now, like we learned about with some of our other solos, I believe Far Behind, maybe some of the Hendrix stuff too, we're going to throw in some other notes for additional color. And that, you know, usually is the 9th here in this case, so C sharp. Alright, so let's talk about the licks. Now, the first thing is, it's really tough to explain what's happening. So it's not a specific rhythm. Kind of what the general idea is, what's happening is that he's bending this B note, and he's bending it up a full step, and he's doing a pinch harmonic with it. Now, what happens is like a gradual little speeding up and slowing down of the rhythm. So we've got the bend. So that part right there, it's kind of like a triplet rhythm. That speeds up into 16th notes, and then that speeds up to eventually like sextuplets as the bend's coming back down. That kind of idea. So it's, you know, it's not like, it's hard to exactly duplicate or double what he did, because it's just kind of like a cool guitaristic effect thing. Now, something to think about with the pinch harmonics. Kind of the more that you turn your pick, you'll be able to get like the illusion that pinch harmonics are being created on the upstrokes too. Even though you're technically not, they're still going to be ringing over with the gain to create that effect. So that whole thing is basically spans like 2 bars, and then the next thing we have is that. So we have a triplet rhythm on our, that's the 3rd string, and then just like a bunch of open strings, and then some bends on the low E. So he's kind of anticipating the transition into the E chord with like an E minor pentatonic type thing over that chord. Moving on to the next lick, we'd have this 2, 3. So we've got some stuff on this low string here. So the next idea that we haven't talked about yet is this. So it comes in on the end of 1 with the hammer on. And then next measure. So I'll count it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these notes on the C sharp were just bending a half step. we're sliding down into this B note. Now the next idea is really cool. So what he's doing is he's taking a minor third shape, which is the notes C sharp and E, 16th and 14th frets. And what he's doing is he's pulling this whole shape down towards the floor, and it's not exactly precise, as you can hear. And if it's out of tune, it's only gonna kind of enhance the effect a little bit anyways, because it's intentionally really ugly. So if you analyze the notes, what you're getting are like the flat 9 and sharp 11 of your B7 chord. So that at some point it releases and gets bent back up again like this. Like that. And then there's pickups into the next lick, which is this. So I'll count in the pickups. 1, 2, 3. So we have those big bends, and then the high open strings. And then we're going to slide out from the B note. Next we have this. 2, 3, 4. So let's just take this measure at a time. So the first measure out of this business is this. 3, 4. So basically, like I was saying in the beginning of the lesson, we've got the 9th here. And we've also got some other chord tones. So this is kind of more like he's playing like F sharp type stuff. Like F sharp Aeolian almost, I'd say. Next measure we have this. 2, 3, 4. So we've got 1 and, then 2 and. On this double stop, it's a 4th. Then we've got 3 and 4 and. So here's 3 and then from that note we're sliding into the next note. Like that. So here's the next measure. So a slide, and then we've got some like grace note hammer-ons. Like that, real quick. So those are on the upbeats, the 8th notes there. And then we have this. So he's just kind of sliding down the scale. So the rhythm there is 1 and then the rest is 16th notes, and then more 8th notes at the end. And he's really digging in during this part, so some of the open B string is kind of ringing through this, like I'll try to imitate maybe, something like that. Alright, so that is the full solo, and due to the challenge of doing the beginning lick slowly against the metronome, I'm just going to forego the slow demo. So just maybe listen to the record to get the feel of how that beginning lick lays in against the drums and everything. So I'm Matt Brown. Thanks for watching, and stick around for more lessons. Thanks.